Jeff Matson here at Martin Archery. I'm working towards my 30th year. 3 months ago, we were pretty much almost done, completely done. Had no orders, no parts, nothing left. New company, new owners came in, started ramping up, filling our shelves, getting orders ready. All of a sudden, we're busy, we're swamped. We got orders coming in every day. We got more orders going out every day.
I've been working here since March 12th, 1984. I think that's about almost 30 years. I started out working in the bow shop, boxing bows, inspecting them. I was the last person to see that bow before it went to the customers. Throughout the years, I've seen a lot happen along with the rise of Martin Archery and then the decline of Martin Archery. And being here as long as I have, seeing that decline was really hard. Watching all the people go away and being to the point where we weren't even sure if we were going to have a job anymore.
So the way we got involved with Martin is I'd spent about the last 2 years owning my own contract firm, working with private equity firms, just turning around companies in the U.S. And we were able to turn around 3 companies. And then when the Martin opportunity came up, it was an opportunity for me to actually, step out of that role and step into something permanent that I could spend the next 10 years on.
I came to Martin Archery purely because of the potential. I see so much potential here. I was spent the last 7 or so years working my way up, one of the largest, if not the largest boat company in the country. And when I was recruited by Martin, I took a hard look at Martin and just realized the potential is there for Martin to not only become one of the leaders in the industry, to become the outright leader in the industry.
And what I love most about the Martin story is that Gil Martin did all the hard work. He spent 63 years building the brand up. It was the top brand in the United States for 15 or 20 years, and everybody knows Martin. And it was just one of those situations to where we just didn't want to let it fall into the wrong hands or even worse, liquidate and kind of disappear.
It was so exciting to be able to have that back, have the resources to be able to put inventory back on the shelf, to be able to bring people back that were laid off and have them come back and have a job for them. That has been so exciting and so rewarding to be able to tell people on the phone, yes, I have it in stock, yes, I can ship it out, yes, I can do that, instead of no, I can't, I don't know when. Now it's all yes, yes. It's a good feeling to be able to tell people that for a change.
The infrastructure that's in place, the craftsmanship, the history of innovation, and the new ownership really made it a place that I wanted to be. I'm not looking in the immediate, I'm looking in, the next 5 to 10 years of Martin Archery becoming the name in archery, and I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to put my brand on it. I wanted to help shape it to become the company that I feel it can be.
You just don't have that many 63-year-old brands, in something like archery. And so what really attracted me was Walla Walla is just a wonderful community. When we came in, we had conversations with several of our partners, including the port and the commissioners. And what we found here was we found a community that really was supportive and wanting to make sure that they didn't lose those jobs and didn't lose the company with the legacy of Martin. And so I'd like to say, gee, we came in, we did it ourselves, but that's just not the truth. The reality is that we have a lot of business partners here that wanted to see Martin do well, because Martin's been one of the leading employers in this community for decades. So it feels really good to be a part of something that within the local community is that important. So far we've managed to bring about 40 people back on board, of which 80% of them are people that have worked at Martin in the last 2 to 3 years. So I think that's why we get a lot of the support that we get and why it's such a big deal.
I left Martin Archery, and then the new CEO, Rich Weatherford, came on board. He came to me and asked me what I would do to change Martin Archery if I was to come back. So we sat down, went through the catalog page by page, looked at every bow model. We decided that we would go to one-piece risers, also twin limbs, and then we'd also go to a slide instead of rollers. So we did everything cosmetically that we needed to do to really make a good solid bow line for 2014.
If I didn't think that Martin Archery was going to become the leader, I never would have left. I never would have came over here, but I left of my own accord so that I could be a part of this. A lot of people thought I was crazy to leave a good position at one of the biggest, if not the biggest bow company, to come to Martin, which is small right now. But I'm not looking at it for right now. I'm looking at it in a couple of years. I think Martin's got the potential to be the #1 brand in archery.
We've got plenty of work to do. And quite frankly, we've got a good head start already. I mean, if you take a look at the team that we've already put together, we're already working down that path, even though it's very early on. But you know, on top of the top layer of management that we're putting on, what you don't see is that second layer. Those engineers that we're bringing in that you may not have heard of. So I think those guys are just as important for what we're trying to do in terms of succession planning and leadership. But again, if I look out 10 years, look, we want to be the best. You know, we want Martin to be back on top. And look, 10 years is a long time to do that. We're not going anywhere.